America, brace yourselves. The Trump train is barreling into the heart of enemy territory. Not only has he booked Madison Square Garden, but he's also flipping states, facing down assassination attempts. And watch this. His supporters are plastering New York City with guerrilla-style campaign signs. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is fumbling live broadcasts and dodging debates. Folks, this is not just a campaign, it's a political earthquake. And tonight, we're going to show you why the establishment is in full-on panic mode. And speaking of capturing history in the making, imagine having Trump's New York City takeover on video. With Car Vision X, you could. Recent reports show that drivers with dash cams are 60% less likely to be found at fault in traffic accidents. But this is not just about safety, it's about documenting the revolution. With 4K Ultra HD night vision, 24/7 motion detection, you will never miss a moment. From impromptu Trump signs to debate dodging Harris, Car Vision X has got you covered. Visit carvisionx.com. You'll find it linked below. You'll get free express shipping and exclusive bonuses. Don't just drive. Be a citizen journalist. It's your car, your rules, it's your footage. All right, let's check it out. Democrats are starting to hit the panic button. The Hill posting this just 3 hours ago. Democrats, with less than a month to go to Election Day. Yes, they are in panic mode, increasingly worried about a number of issues plaguing the Democrat nominee's campaign. On Tuesday, there was grumbling from some Democrats about the vice president's interview on CBS 60 Minutes. Oh, it was a disaster. And then they edited it edited her responses. There's also concern on everything from static poll numbers in the race to the vice president's messaging, even her standing with men, not just white men, but with black and Hispanic men too. Some of this is perhaps can be chalked up to normal Democratic nerves ahead of what looks like could be among the closest presidential elections in history. No, that's what they want you to believe. This is going to be a close race. Makes the steal easier. But the big news that everyone's talking about, Madison Square Garden, New York City is in play. Let's go. Let's take the Big Apple, take a big frickin' Trump bite right out of that apple. Yes. President Trump will hold a rally at Madison Square Garden Sunday, October 27th, man. Wouldn't that be a place to be? A true act of defiance just days before the election, going right into the belly of the beast, his native city, where corrupt actors have attempted to imprison him. It will be epic. Trump booking Madison Square Garden rally to kick off the final stretch of 2024. Let's see Kamala Harris do that. They couldn't line up enough buses from New Jersey to bring all those people in. They couldn't put out enough Craigslist ads to get enough actors to come in. They couldn't call enough unions to bring them in for Kamala Harris because the unions are turning their back on Kamala. Trump confirms it. Here he is. Here is the boss himself confirming it at a rally just hours ago.
We just rented Madison Square Garden. We're going to make a play. We're going to make a play for New York. Hasn't been done in a long time.
Yeah, you play New York, buddy. You got it. You got it. Meanwhile, this guy, Scott Beamer, says his neighbor took down his Biden yard sign. Now he's taking down his Harris sign. He went and asked him. He said he failed the failed policies with high cost of gas, groceries, utilities, insurance, open borders, and too many taxpayer-funded programs. Now he is voting for Trump. Democrats for Trump signs going up across America. Check out this. This was a few days ago, but it's just brilliant. Traffic signs with Donald Trump's silhouette mysteriously popping up in New York City. Traffic signs with his silhouette of it mysteriously popping up various New York streets. Trump crossing. There it is. Trump crossing. Another one. They're all over.
I don't know who's doing this, but this is fucking genius. They're all over the city. Now that is clever. I don't know who's doing it, but it's fucking genius.
Everywhere. They're everywhere. Holy cow. Son, man, that's genius. I love when I see the guerrilla stuff going on. Speaking of guerrilla, this is absolutely amazing. Yes, New York's in play. Full on in play. A New York judge lifted the order that prevented the giant Vote for Trump sign from being displayed and lit up at the Sticker Mule building in upstate New York. Have you seen this? I'm gonna play the video that these guys put out in just a second. But the Democrats are freaking out. This thing's 100 feet. It's the largest Vote for Trump sign. Lit up in Amsterdam, New York, after court rules against Democrat-run city to try to block it. Now that's on the ground. What you see in the background, where it says "Vote for Trump," it's on top of a building. Okay. Let's see. Don't get into that. So I think this is actually just a party for the sign unveiling. Let's just show you the video.
And decimate. Since I was a kid, the iconic Found sign in upstate New York was a symbol of American manufacturing moving to China. The Found's company completely shut down operations in 1984 when I was only 2 years old, moving everything overseas and decimating my home city. The people left little by little, and a once vibrant city became a depressed town. Throughout my life, the Found sign defined my hometown skyline. It was clearly visible from the thruway and seen by millions of people every year as they passed by or arrived to Amsterdam, New York. I never expected to own the iconic Founds building, but my own company, Sticker Mule, grew so quickly we ended up buying almost every functional manufacturing building in Amsterdam, creating nearly 1,000 manufacturing jobs thus far in the process. For the last 2 years, we debated what to do with the Found sign. Given everything happening in the world today, we decided to replace it with an equally iconic and symbolic sign that represents the return of manufacturing jobs to America and the triumph of the underdog against insurmountable adversity. No one thought we'd build a massive manufacturing company in America, just as no one expected a certain individual would become president, survive multiple assassination attempts, and inspire people all around the world that they're able to do more than they ever dreamed possible. Our Vote for Trump sign, designed by a team of local artists, uplifts the Amsterdam, New York skyline with a symbolic message that manufacturing can return to America, and no one should need to fear supporting the man leading the charge to make it happen. Since I was a kid,
Oh man, that is just something beautiful to see. All those people driving by, seeing it. Oh God, it brings a tear to my eye. Oh, man. Oh, I get choked up, man. Oh, man. This is in Times Square. More truth hitting the people right in their face. Live election odds 24/7 on Times Square. Can you see that? Right there. $52 for Trump and 48. 51, 49. That's in the middle of Times Square. Real-time odds. Fox News apparently is is proposing to host a Harris-Trump debate in Pennsylvania on the October 24th or October 27th. Well, I think Donald Trump's going to be busy on the 27th. He's going to be at Madison Square Garden. You guys at Fox. And even Jack Posobiec saying, no need. And I agree. Don't give her any more airtime. She doesn't deserve it. You won. President Trump also hosting multiple stops, and in his iconic way. See, when the press comes out and Kamala says he's not talking, he's always talking about himself. He's just talking about himself. Well, of course, she's gaslighting you. When she goes on The View and she's cackling her beak with all the hens there in the hen house, lying to you. No, he is talking to the American people.
And everyone will prosper, every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity and hope. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda once and for all. We want a landslide that is too big to rig. We want to have it too big to rig. Early voting is underway. Get everyone you know and vote, vote, vote. Get out there and vote. Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive. And every day.
Everyone will prosper in a Trump administration. And that's what they fear the most. They don't want you to prosper. They want you to suffer. They want you to be dependent upon them. They want you to look for more government handouts, more $750 checks they can deny. That's what they want. This man does not need to run for office. He doesn't. He could be spending his years in a perpetual golf game at one of his many resorts around the world. But instead, he's taking bullets for the American people. Getting attacked relentlessly. Around the clock, his family being abused from every single corner. He doesn't need to do this, folks. So when they tell you he's not doing it for you, he's doing it for himself, they are lying to you. This is a funny moment here. Just about 12 hours ago, after a disastrous media blitz where she beclowned herself, Kamala Harris is scurrying away on her plane only to be overshadowed and cucked by Trump Force One. There's Trump Force One, and there's Kamala's plane on the tarmac next to each other. Ain't that a sight to see? Now, this is so Donald, Kamala's going on these nasty podcasts where they talk about her, just perverse things. She thinks that that's her target audience. Well, I guess they are when you think about the stuff they advocate for. But he's just released some breaking news on the assassination attempts. And I'm going to share this with you. This was on, I'm not sure which podcast this was on. But let's just play the clip for you here. It's just a few minutes. And it's worth every minute. And this is Trump when he's in a casual environment. He's hanging out on podcasts. He's talking with these guys. And he's funny, and he's genuine, and he's unscripted, and he's real.
I want to see her, but here we are.
Who do you think tried to take you out?
So I'm going to give you some big breaking news, right?
Love that.
Here's the breaking news. So you have this shooter, and you have another shooter, right? Yeah. So this shooter had 3 or so cell phones. The FBI's never gotten them opened.
Wow.
The other shooter, 3 apps, they call them, and I believe they were foreign-based apps, from what I understand.
Oh, wow.
They haven't opened them, and they're foreign-based. And, you hear all about Iran, because I was rough with Iran, but I want to see Iran do great.
Yeah.
But I want to stop all the killing and all this. And I was rough on Iran, and they supposedly have a hit on me. In fact, I think it takes great courage for you people to be interviewing me, because it could be now, you know.
Yeah.
They could
Well, we
be
didn't know
right
that
now.
before we got in here.
No, if
before.
you would have known that, you might not have done this.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, this is a good way of me getting the interview to be shorter. Exactly. All of a sudden, he's going to say, you know, okay, that's it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Go see my daughter.
Anyway, they have 3 apps, and foreign-based, 2 of them, maybe 3 of them are foreign-based. They haven't
Wow.
opened them yet. Why wouldn't you open them when you hear about Iran or when you hear about, you know, foreign? Then the other one had 6 cell phones, and they haven't opened. Now, you know, it's very hard to open a cell phone. Only Apple can do it in theory. So I sort of hate answering it because
Yeah.
I don't want to give any false identities. I don't want to do anything having to do with creating something that isn't there. You would look at Iran. Iran has an open threat out for me, and that's bad. And Biden, if he were a real president, if he were the kind of guy he should be, should say, if anybody shoots a former president who's now the leading candidate, even though he's leading against Democrats, we will bomb that country into oblivion. And it would stop. And that's been said before with some people. You know, there have been people, I won't go into it, but there have been people that have been threatened in another party even. In the same party, it makes sense and probably happens pretty quickly. But in another party, you know, it's hard for them to
cross the line.
To want to protect me, but it shouldn't be hard. Other people have protected other people. And what you have to inform those people is if they do it, the country will be blown to smithereens. The entire country will be blown to smithereens. And those threats go away, because that's a really bad threat for a country. Forget about me, I'm an individual, but I represent something very important.
It's true.
That's a really terrible threat. But here we are.
Who do you think?
Trump's a real terrible threat. Yeah, he's a threat to the establishment because he's going to overturn the tables in the temple. That's what he's going to do. We need him back so bad. If we lose this country, if we lose this election, it's over, folks. It's over. You heard Elon Musk the other day. He said this is the last election. They will. Anyway, let's just focus on the good news. I get worked up, but Donald Trump has flipped Michigan in the Real Clear Politics polling map. Now, he's at 296 electoral votes to 242. Look at all that. Look at that sea of red, my friends. And there's my state, Illinois, like a tumor. President Trump also talking about the woke leftist ideology in the military. Now, I'm not going to play this clip, for copyright reasons, but this was an epic moment in his rally when he presented this compare and contrast between Full Metal Jacket, that famous scene in boot camp, comparing the military of old to the military we have today. I mean, you can just see it on the screen. Show me your war face. And this is the current war face for the military. I mean, I love this movie, Full Metal Jacket, one of my favorite movies of all time. Haven't seen it in a long time. It's definitely worth a watch. And it's definitely Tubuku, right? But there you go. There it is. There's the new military. Donald Trump also warning what's going to happen if Kamala wins.
Recession. Kamala will deliver a 1929 style depression, not recession. I will deliver lower taxes, lower regulations, low energy costs, low interest rates, low inflation, and the greatest economy in the history of the world, which we had 4 years ago. We had that. We were going up. Nobody's ever seen anything like what we had. I was shaking hands with people. I said, how you doing? We did great 4 years ago, 5 years ago, my company. I made all my money, and now we're not doing good. Everybody said we're not doing well. The taxes are too high. The interest rates, we can't borrow money at 10%. They were at 2% with me. Now they're at 10%, but they're not really, because you can't get money at 10%. So that means they're higher. 12. How about 13? How about 15? So it means it's much higher. It's not 10%. You can't get the money. Nobody can get the money at 10%. We will pass tax cuts for workers like you haven't seen before. And we will have no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great, 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 great seniors.
It's about time, right? I'm sure we'll be hearing Kamala Harris stealing those talking points shortly, because she doesn't have an original idea in that empty skull of hers. Every family will prosper. This nation will be on the right track again. Firefighters for Trump and Teamsters for Trump are out in full force in Scranton.
You guys, so firefighters, thank you very much. We love you guys. That's good. Teamsters, thank you very much. Great people. Now,
you know, I don't even know what I would say if I was in the same room with this guy. I don't even know what I would say. It's like I do these reports all the time. I see the clips, I hear the quotes, see the videos. I met President Trump once, and it just feels like it's like this virtual world. I'm here, and I'm reporting, and I'm seeing, and I'm reacting, and I'm presenting all this information. And this is all like really, really, really happening. And I have an opportunity to potentially meet him in a couple weeks. Well, what would I say? What's the first thing I would say when I see him? I would break down. Anyway, new Wisconsin poll. Trump is at 48. Harris is at 46. Rust Belt polling by Quinnipiac. Trump is up in Michigan, 50 to 47. We've got, of course, the Trump rally coming in Madison Square Garden. So we've got a lot of really good news, folks. The polls are in our favor right now. Media is in full panic mode. They're doing everything that they can to stop this guy. But the truth is there. Massive signs going up. New York's in play, my friends. New York's in play. This is huge. This is so big. So from booking Madison Square Garden to flipping Michigan, Trump is rewriting the political playbook. But here's what the mainstream media will not tell you. It's not about the rallies or the polls. It's about a movement. It's about the people. And it's got the establishment so scared. They're resorting to censorship and worse. So here's the question, patriots. Is this the beginning? Is this the beginning of a real red wave? Not like the one we thought we were going to see in the midterms? Or will the deep state find a way to stem the tide? It's up to us, folks. Power's in our hands. A lot more of us than there are of them. And that's why you need to get out and vote. That's why you need to register to vote. It's us. It's we the people. Share your thoughts. The battle for America's soul is now reaching a fever pitch.